Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. A few days ago, I took my Tesla to the service center for the very first time. We've owned our Tesla for about a year and never had to take it in for service yet. I actually bought a tow hitch package. I wanted to get it installed, so I had to take it into the service center. I thought it'd be a great experience to see what it was like for my first time and share that experience with you guys, bring you along for the ride. Let's get into it. So first, I want to go over just a little bit of a backstory. When we first bought our Model Y, we didn't even think about getting one with a tow package. It wasn't something we looked at. We didn't even kind of consider it when we were buying one of these. Honestly, I don't even know if we knew that it came with a tow package option. But lately, with more trips coming up and more kind of adventures and plans in the works, we thought it'd be a great accessory to add, whether it's taking our bikes out, a small trailer if we ever need to use a U-Haul or anything like that, or what we really plan to use it for is adding a tow hitch, something that I often put on the back of my Tahoe when we go skiing, when we do other family adventures. I wanted that option to have for my Model Y as well. So that's kind of what we actually were planning to do with our tow hitch. I placed the order through the Tesla mobile app, and at first the only option it gave me was to actually have a mobile service come out and install the tow hitch for us. I thought it was kind of odd since we do have a fairly new service center in town, rather than traveling an hour away to the other closest service center. But I went ahead and scheduled that through the Tesla app for the mobile service to come on out. A few days before I was supposed to have the service technician come out and install the hitch, I actually got a message through the Tesla app saying that they needed to switch me to an in-person service center visit instead of mobile service. It really wasn't a big deal. They still kept the same date for me, but I just had to take my car into the service center instead. I was actually a little bit disappointed because I wanted to spend some time with the service tech and see if he would maybe even grant me an interview that I could do on the channel and ask him some questions about warranties on the car, what they think about aftermarket accessories, all that good stuff. But since I had to take the car in for service, I wasn't going to have an opportunity to talk to the mobile service tech, obviously. So another bonus I quickly realized of taking my car into the service center is that they were going to give me a loaner. I asked the service rep if there were any other options besides like a Model Y, because that's all I've ever owned is a Model Y. I haven't driven any other Tesla yet. She offered me a Model S. I was actually really excited. I thought this would be super cool. I was really excited to drive a Model S for the day. So of course, we got to talk about it. So when I got to the service center, everything was super streamlined. You check in through the app. There were no lines, no paperwork. I went inside to check out the service rep and she was super nice and friendly. My service center is actually an old Sears automotive center that they actually converted into a Tesla service center. So you've seen these standalone service centers. I'm sure I've seen them all over the internet where they're beautiful, brand new buildings. Mine was not that. It was an interesting kind of old retrofitted automotive service department at a Sears that we had at one of our local malls that had been shut down quite a while ago. So it was cool that it's being repurposed into a Tesla service center. And I appreciate just having one local to me that can do some, additional modifications or fixes if I need them done. So when I got to the service center, I see this beautiful Model S sitting out front. Just a gorgeous red car, the black wheels, white interior, absolutely stunning vehicle. So obviously I'm excited to go check it out and see what's going on. So I walk inside and I actually wanted to talk to the service rep to see if I could maybe take some footage of the interior of their waiting area, or even if she'd let me have a peek at their service base where they actually service the Teslas. She said she wasn't allowed to let me do any of that. And I didn't push the issue. I didn't want to kind of get on their bad side since they were already kind of doing, a favor of giving me this Model S. And so she wouldn't come on camera. She wouldn't talk to me about anything. I did ask her, though, specifically what she thinks about aftermarket accessories. I let her know that I have a YouTube channel and I add a lot of aftermarket accessories. And if there's anything specific she could tell me about the warranty. She really did say that if there's no issue with the aftermarket accessory and it's not tied to any specific component, that there's no warranty issues. So I thought that was kind of really good news. They didn't seem to care about any of the aftermarket accessories that I've added to my car. The front screen, the power frunk, the rear dash screen, any tapping into the wire harnesses. They didn't have a big concern for any of that. So I thought that was pretty cool. So now we get to the part of the day where I actually get to drive away with this beautiful Model S. And it'd be impossible for me not to talk about it to you guys. You might not believe me, but honestly, I didn't find it that much of an upgrade over my Model Y. Crucify me now, it's fine. Crucify me in the comments, I don't care. Sure, you get some insane acceleration and you get some amazing kind of features. I actually love the integrated dash screen and the way that the full self-driving visualization show up on that dash screen. That's super cool. I like having my main screen on the right, really dedicated to the map and my music and things like that. So I wish that was an option. I wish there was a retrofitted front screen for your Model Ys or Model 3s that showed your full self-driving visualizations only over here and turn that front main screen into how it looks like in a Model S. That's okay. I still really enjoy my Model Y. The Model S they loaned me also had full self-driving, so that was really fun to mess around with. Since I don't have it on my Model Y, I don't subscribe to it. I've only had the free trials, and it's super cool. I absolutely love the full self-driving. It worked flawlessly in the Model S. They had to drive me all the way home from the service center, so that was really cool. But overall, I don't know if I could justify the price difference. With the price of the Model Y, a lot of the very similar tech you get, that I think it's the better car for me. I couldn't justify doubling the price to get something like a Model S. Just seems very expensive for what it is, but it sure was fun to drive throughout the day. So as the day goes on, I'm actually, enjoying the rest of the day, and I get a message from the service center. And it's the message that everyone dreads getting when your car's in for service, is the "oops, we actually found something else wrong" message. So I'm kind of dreading it. I'm reading through this message, and I noticed that it was actually good news. While they were installing the tow hitch, they noticed a small crack in one of my taillights. In the taillight, there was a little, maybe a ½ inch crack. Water wasn't getting in there. There was no other issues that I've ever noticed with this taillight, but that's how we bought it. Obviously, we bought our Model Y used, and it had this little crack, totally cosmetic, didn't affect any functionality of the taillight or anything like that. And I was surprised they even caught it or even noticed it. But they told me they'd go ahead and replace it for me while I was there. I didn't even ask. I said, if this costs money, I'm willing to pay it. It's fine. But it turns out they completely covered the taillight replacement under warranty. I thought that was super surprising. I was very excited to see that they actually covered it under warranty. They caught it. They replaced it all on the same day while my car was in there. They didn't expect me to come for another appointment or anything like that. So it was a really huge win. I was incredibly surprised that they found it and replaced it for me for free. Also, while I had my car there, I actually had them rotate the tires. Again, this was the first time we had the car come in for service. They didn't mention anything about the aftermarket caliper covers I've installed. They rotated the tires. That wasn't free. I actually had to pay, I think it was $65 for that. So that's perfect. I think it was, time to do it. I want to make sure my car runs well for as long as it can. We are actually coming up to the expiration of our warranty. We're about 50,000 miles on my Model Y. So that limited warranty is almost over. So I'm glad they caught these things and did a few additional repairs for me while I was there. So overall, how would I rate my first Tesla service center experience? Honestly, 10 out of 10. Getting a loaner without having to ask for one, getting the Model S to drive around in for the day was super fun. They caught an additional issue that, I had with my taillight. They replaced it for free. They rotated my tires. They were able to get me in on the same day. And all of this occurred within about a week from when I placed the order for the tow hitch. So it was just an amazing experience overall. It's super quick, efficient. I've seen things on the internet where people have to wait months to get a service center appointment, and I didn't experience any of that. So a really good first impression for me for taking my Tesla in for the first time. And I just really appreciated my local service center taking care of me the way they did. Big props to Tesla for that. And honestly, the best part about all of this, for the tow hitch install, the tire rotation, fixing my taillight, the loaner car and all that stuff, total cost for me was about $12. Just an amazing experience overall. You might ask, how is it only $12? The tow hitch retails for about $1,300. The tire rotation is about $65. Obviously, I mentioned the taillight they fixed for free. With all the taxes and everything, it came out to about $1,464, something like that. And I actually had enough Tesla referral credits to cover all of this. So I love Tesla's referral program. It's an amazing program if you actually have friends or family or people that watch your YouTube videos to use your referral code and get additional, Tesla credits, get some cash back. So it's a really cool program that if you have a platform like YouTube, if you have a way to share your code out to get people to use it, I highly encourage you make sure you do that. That being said, my referral code is always the first link in the bottom of my videos. If you're considering buying a new Tesla, check out my referral code. It really helps out the channel. Overall, I was super happy with the service experience. I'm really happy we got the tow hitch installed. I'm going to do a whole video on the tow hitch about how we use it when we go camping, things like that. So I'll cover that in a lot more detail in the future. But I just really appreciate you guys sticking around and let me sharing my story of taking the car into the first service appointment that I've ever had to take it in. I was really, really happy with it. If you've been nervous about taking your Tesla into the service center, there's no reason to be nervous about it. They work with you. The messaging is all through the app. Super streamlined, super convenient. I had no issues with any of it. I actually prefer having some time to think about how I'm going to respond to the service rep versus like a phone call. I've taken my Chevy into the service center before, and they call you and say, hey Jeff, we found all these issues. what do you want to fix? And you don't get a lot of time to process. I need a little bit of time to think, talk to my wife about, spending $1,000 on a repair. So I like doing it all through the app. That's such a nice way of handling service center appointments. So I appreciate you guys, coming back, checking out the channel. Please like and subscribe. It really helps things out. I got a lot more accessory install videos in the works coming in the next few weeks. Lots of cool stuff to install. Always got good review or videos for you guys. Always appreciate your feedback. Let me know down below, what has your service center experience been like when you've taken your car in? Or if you've had mobile service, what's that been like? I haven't experienced that yet. So always like engaging with you guys down in the comments. And let me know if you have any questions about any accessories I've installed, any other problems you've been having with your Tesla, and we'll figure it out together. Appreciate you guys coming back. We'll catch you in the next video. Have an awesome day.